Hi guys, what's up? I hope everybody is doing good. And after a lot of deliberation for CA final preparation strategy, here it is. So yes, many have been asking me to do final related videos on this channel because the last few days have been a lot of inter-related videos. So if anybody is from Inter, don't worry. Very soon a preparation video like this is coming for Inter also. But this video is exclusively for final, and it did take a little while or a lot of effort to actually bring this on screen. Whatever you're seeing, it's a total of about 6 attempts, the flow, and it does give a great direction. So I thought, we should really try and understand what that is and pick up certain important things for our preparation. Now if you have already started your preparations and you have a better plan to go with, you can always go with that. But if you didn't, and many of you have this problem with audit till the end, you really don't know in what order to study, what to study, and all that. So this video is going to solve all of that. Make sure that you kind of use it to your fullest potential and study, understand, and make the best of it. So let's get into the video straight away. And I guess the first thing that I want all of you to understand while making a preparation strategy is, though you see the weightage on screen, that comes secondary. What is very important for us is to have a proper breakup of the entire syllabus. Let's just see how we can do that. What possibly can we do to get the proper breakup of the syllabus? I'll come back to this and tell you how important is that. But meanwhile, let me give you the breakup of syllabus that I generally prefer to go with. Okay, breakup of a final audit. Very, very easy breakup. I want to do it in 5 parts because it has to make your life easy, not a little more difficult. So I will tell you what these 5 parts are going to be, that which is eventually going to help you make the preparation a more easier one. So part one, always focus on those standards, areas which you already know from a long time, that is from Inter and all that. Okay, now I do understand many of you have forgotten whatever, but let me be honest. In this case, I have so many students who have texted me back, came back to me and told that whatever standards they studied with me in CA Inter without some extra preparation, because I do understand many of you go by yourself, things like, when you're doing articleship, you've done so much audit that you yourself are an auditor now. So I do understand all those things. But let me tell you, if you have been one of my past students, or if not, you have watched the revision video, whatever, you know the style at which we attack standards, right? We need to get to the depth of what it is and try and understand, because a lot of concern is there. So the first part of our syllabus will be, we can call that as standards on auditing. I'll show you the link it up to the numbers, essays. Then we have audit planning, risk assessment, control. All that is going to come under the standards only, but I'm specifically writing because your syllabus is also like that, right? So we have this entire bunch: standards, audit planning, risk assessment. Okay, these are all contents from your CA Inter, but many of them neglected, saying that Inter content, what will they ask in final? No, to show you how much of that is being asked. And it's like, some have this another argument, like, no, Inter questions are direct, here questions are very deep. Obviously questions are going to be deep. You are a CA final student, tomorrow you are somebody who's potentially eligible of signing the financial statement if you qualify this exam. So you obviously have to know the applicability and depth of it. So obviously you have to know the standards also deeply. So listen through this video, I'll tell you what to do: standards, audit planning, risk assessment, and I will also include audit of computerized environment here, because when you do controls, of course it's a little offbeat chapter here, but still I would want to call this as part one. Then comes our part two here, right? In part two, I want all of you to go with the company audit part. Okay, company audit, that is sections 139 to 148. That's the whole of company audit, along with even the cost audit. Then we have a very important thing that I would want to tell you is to revise. Okay, two things, revise two things. One, sections 128 to 138, Now, many of them are ignoring this, thinking that it's not part of the audit syllabus, but anyway, you'll have to study the law paper, so please do that. Okay, section 138. Then also from your financial reporting, focus on schedule 3 requirements. Every time something is definitely being asked from these two areas. So very key area. After going to the exam, you'll be like, Array, this audit exam, we didn't focus on this area. Had I focused on this, kind of it would have been better. That feeling should not come. So that's why I'm putting them also there. Then after this is done, of course, section 143, subsection 11 recommends the applicability of company auditors report order 2020. So without any doubt, you have to go. Question paper is always, giving a scope for one question. So am I missing something? I'll also add up company audit followed by audit reports here. And when I say audit reports, I'm specifically referring only to three standards of standard number 700, 705, 706, of course, even 701 I'll add up here. Now, why I'm putting this as separate categories, because it's always better that you do this chapter right after company audit, because in 700 now there is a reporting requirement of how should you report under 143 subsection 1, 143 subsection 3, 143 subsection 3 clause I on internal financial controls, that too exclusively that when you're in final level, these things do really matter. So that's why I follow this piece. And the third block, I'm going to call this entire thing as the provisions of Chartered Accountants Act 1949, because in other words, that is what is called as the sections of professional ethics. Okay, and then the fourth block is going to consist of audits of various aspects, audits wherein I'm going to have banks, insurance companies, insurance, NBFCs, and audit under fiscal laws, which is basically the Income Tax Act. Okay, and then part 5 would be your miscellaneous aspects, wherein I hope you get. I'm just calling the head as miscellaneous. I'm not saying that the miscellaneous chapters you can discount them, but I'm saying that yes, in your whole preparation of such huge syllabus, they come under the miscellaneous category, where you can actually put up peer review, then of course peer review and quality review. One thing though it comes in miscellaneous, but what has been interesting is management and internal audit. Then we have the three topics which questions are repeatedly being asked from one topic. I will highlight it to you, but that chapter there is on due diligence and forensic audit. Topic on forensic audit, let me highlight that a bit and keep, because it's going to be a future also in that. And okay, so this is how I want to break it. I'm saying etc. Okay, and now what I didn't include here in company audit, you can also add up audit of consolidated financial statements. Now here section 129 already talks about that, so let me just add up here consolidated financial statements and even corporate governance. Now the thing with corporate governance is it's such a huge chapter with so much of bookish content, but one question for 5 marks only comes from that. Sure. Anyway, now I hope everybody has understood how to break your syllabus, because this way of breaking it into 5 parts first give you a clarity on what to do and what not to do. Right? There is nothing that like not to do, but this gives a great clarity in the first place. Okay, I want to keep my video short so that it doesn't take much time from you. So this is how you got to break it up. Many people struggle in this only because there are 18 chapters. I really don't know what to do. So much of your problem is solved here only. Now I'm going to give you the reason as to why I asked you to break up like this and why this should be your guide. Coming back to a whole lot of analysis that I did all this while, and I'm putting up this is for this purpose. Can you just see that? Okay, so there is one block here wherein we marked it as part 1 right now. Okay, so this block that is right away here, this is our part 1, wherein, or I'll do it in a different segment here. Okay, this is our part 1, and you can see very clearly if you just focus on standards, but though it is like chapter 2, 3 and all that, But 1, 2, 3, because in 2 also 3 series standards are there, and 3 also 315, 330 only standards only are there. So when you combine all those 1, 2, 3, they are the whole mixture of all the standards. You can see that over the last 6 attempts, an average ranging between anywhere between 15 to 20 marks have always come from that. See, the average on the broader side is 20 marks. So if you can focus on doing the standards thoroughly, right? If you can focus really on doing the standards thoroughly, which it's not like the first time you're doing it, but with more care, caution, trying to understand the depth and content of it, that will solve a big part of your audit paper. Plus, what eases up is schedule 3 that you already read in FR, law. Then in law again you read 128 to 138. Now also follow up with 139 to 148. Okay, there you will again not find too many questions, but okay, here this should be 148. That's on cost audit, so you can focus on that. But if you can see there again, I'm including the company audit, Garo and schedule 3, all of that put together as company audit part. You can again see that there is a massive weightage always. Like one odd attempt they're asked only for 5 marks, but they split again here if question is not coming from that. Those two put together anywhere again ranges between 15 to 20 marks, and this piece, this whole thing, that this entire piece is our second block. Okay, then you can see here exclusively our third block, which I believe none of you should leave and go to the exam. I'm going to soon make another video exclusively on professional ethics and how do you deal with it. This entire range you can see there, every attempt consistently 3 questions of 4 marks, or sometimes even one extra question, sometime one odd time, and one question for 5 marks here and there. So anywhere the range is clear between 12 to 16 marks. So this is something that you shouldn't be missing at all. Now the worrisome part is where there is a lot of content, theoretical content, and where memory is tested so much. So my bet, if you are going on these chapters, no, here this one, this block exclusively, which is our fourth block. Okay, this one, this whole fourth, I am suggesting that you can go with audit of banks, because the frequency from audit of banks, no, is kind of slightly higher than the other chapters. You can see consistently a question being asked from banks. Of course, even insurance companies spark up, but insurance has so much content and remembering it becomes very difficult. But in banks, the story is that most likely they're asking questions on NPAs. I'm not again guaranteeing, but generally the questions are focused on NPAs more. Okay, now if you have thoroughly done this, and then you can run through NBFCs, tax audit. I think all of you who have attended articleship, you know how to do a tax audit. So scroll through the tax audit part, but you can see again that piece is also having its own weightage scope there. These 10 when they gave for 8 marks, so that time even GST was there. Okay, but now GST audit not, so only one question is coming. Like this part is where you can, I'm not saying take chances, but if you can cover the first 3 blocks, you are covering close to 60 to 70 marks in the paper, that too with solid scale. And then from all these topics, you see here due diligence, investigation, and forensic audit. Again, due diligence and investigation are not different topics. They are somewhat an elevation to what you read from that, because both due diligence and investigation are different from audit, but one step above and more deeper into the story. Forensic audit is even more deeper. Forensic audit tools are there. This topic is something that I'm betting. And here, whenever you saw a question, no, that 8 marks, no, split into 2 questions of 4, one is from forensic audit, and these two, the ones that are there for 5, no, as far as I remember, again they are also from forensic audit. So this topic on forensic audit seems to be the examiner's favorite. So maybe I might want you to exclusively study that and go. Peer review and quality review, depending on your timing, you can always focus on that. One question from peer review can always be asked. So these 2 parts should be your priority. That's somewhere in April, because right from now you're trying to buy heart and all will be a waste of time. So spend a lot of time only focusing on the first 3 parts. Become so strong there that you are eventually able to write very correct answers. Because I'm not saying the other 8 topics are very difficult, but put together cumulatively, even if you see, that's going to be a range of 25 to 40 marks only, and that sometimes can like put you down. So if your first half, that is the first 3, go well, then you can automatically keep pushing these. One question from banks you can easily do, right? Forensic audit you can easily do. So like that, even select topics if you can do from these 2 blocks, that is 4 and 5, Okay, this, as in I want to call it as block 5. So if you can focus on this, I think it should be game for you. Make sure that you put these things on paper, and also make another list, which I am not making here because it totally depends on you, what you are good at and what you are not good at. Make a list like that. It will really help you to understand which areas you're supposed to focus after making this. All right. So I think the 15 minutes that you've spent are worthwhile. Please follow the strategy as you feel comfortable. If you have better strategy, always you're welcome to follow that. But if you think this is really going to give you a direction and helps, please do share it to your friends also, because at this point of time that is also a very important thing, that those people who are not having a direction, maybe this video can give them one. And if you know somebody who in the past has failed an audit only for the reason that their preparation was bad, do share everything with them also. And again, as I said, I will be making more number of videos for CA final students also in this attempt and going forward. All right. If there are any queries, you can leave those queries in the comment section. I'll try and respond to that, and I'll see you soon in my next video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch up back with you very soon.